To be digitally literate means that an individual is able to use technology in order to communicate and use the information presented to them. It is not only knowing how to use technology, but it is also how to use the knowledge and platforms wisely. Technology is common in the society we live in and now is like a second language. Even young children are able to comprehend and use technology in a way that is foreign to some people. Technology is taking over and there's no way to stop it. It has too many advantages to be ignored and is changing our society for the better. Future generations will have the capability to do things that are currently unimaginable and unthinkable. That's why it's important to be digitally literate. Each generation will have something new and confusing, and we have to keep up with those ever-present changes in our society. Being technologically literate refers to a complex set of socially and culturally situated values, practices, and skills involved in operating linguistically within the context of electronic environments, including reading, writing, and communicating. If one is able to use the technology presented to them wisely, then they will have endless amounts of possibilities and advantages available to them. Technology has affected the way that students learn. It allows them to engage and showcase their knowledge with individuals outside of the classroom, allowing them to expand on what they know. Cynthia Selfie believes that teachers who teach English studies, composition, and language arts should become more digitally literate and should connect technology more to their students' education. We can expand on ideas, and so we should value the growth of ideas, not limit them. The Internet presents texts, videos, podcasts, scholarly works, pictures, and presentations that enhance students' ability to learn and absorb information. Curiosity is encouraged because a student has the capability to learn about anything they want, and therefore allows them to be motivated and intrigued constantly. More and more schools are recognizing that there is a need to keep up with the changing times. It would be crucial to develop and teach students strategies that would better their experience with technology. There are risks, but I feel that the benefits far outweigh the negatives. A 21st century kind of learning with technology is beneficial in the classroom and I think should be incorporated into all school curriculums. Digital literacy is important for both white and blue-collar jobs. Technology can collect, analyze, and present data to improve productivity. One is also able to record aspects of that specific job in order to increase efficiency or anything that would make the company more profitable. If one is able to participate digitally, they acquire skills such as persuasion, curation, discussion, and self-presentation. All of these skills will aid an individual in life. In order to be digitally literate, we have to be able to utilize the technological tools that we have been given and use those tools in a positive way. Information is always moving, and there are countless ways to access it all. Reingold wrote about a culture where individual acts of participation add up to a participatory culture. He wrote that communication media can make it possible for individual behaviors to add up to a collective value by making it easier and affordable for people to do things together that used to be difficult or costly. Platforms such as Twitter and WordPress allow us to interact with the world around us. WordPress lets us write or show our passions to anyone who happens to come across one's blog, and Twitter lets us put our ideas and thoughts out into the world in 140 characters or less that has potential to see millions of people. Monica Lewinsky says in her TED Talk that the internet can connect people in unimaginable ways. These two platforms are just two of the many ways that we can interact with strangers or people we know. Using Storify gives us the opportunity to present experiences, ideas, or anything really within their social media. As was said in the TED Talk by Xavier Damon, we are the media and we have the responsibility to speak up. You can create a story or a timeline with things that you tweeted about on Twitter, post about on Facebook, Instagram, or your blog, or really any social media platform that you have used. There are many ways that one can learn about the world around us. The internet is a place where there is information on anything. Someone who is digitally literate should be able to know what will be a reliable source or not. An app called Zite helps you to get articles and videos that are reliable. Zite also learns about you as you use the app more, and then begins to recommend things that it thinks you may like. This way you'll only be learning and reading about things that you are interested in. This gives you more time to be intrigued by things you find intriguing instead of skimming over websites and articles and coming across something you find interesting every once in a while. An additional app named Pocket will also aid you in your busy lifestyle. This app allows you to save articles and videos that you can view later. It directly connects to Zite and can also be used using the internet. An app that helps individuals stay on top of things is IFTTT, or If This Then That. With this service, you can create recipes or conditional statements that will be triggered by your social media and other web spaces. A quote from the video, "The machine is us/using us," one of the things that is said is that two sites can mash data together, which is precisely what IFTTT does. For example, I have a recipe that uses a weather and notification service, so I get a notification whenever it's going to rain. There are drawbacks to this fast-paced and technologically oriented society. Monica Lewinsky is an example of a drawback. Something that she did was broadcasted and shared all over the world. That mistake has taken over her life because everything that happens on the internet stays there forever. When using the internet, you have to be mindful that whatever you do will stay there. It's important to be conscientious of our actions and how we want to be viewed. In addition, Lewinsky was exposed to a horrible side of the internet, a side where anyone can say anything they want. As she says in her TED Talk, there is a rush to judgment enabled by technology, which can lead to mobs of virtual stone throwers. Virtual stone throwers cannot be avoided. There will always be someone who disagrees with you. What you can do is not be one of these stone throwers. Cyberbullying and online harassment is a serious matter that should not be ignored. Being digitally literate is important in the world we live in. It opens up so many doors that we were not aware existed. We are living in a culture where everything is being shared and you can communicate with almost anyone. Fans can connect to celebrities, bloggers and writers can talk to their readers, creators can share their work, and businesses can promote themselves. The possibilities are endless. That's why it's important to be digitally literate. The internet is being accessed from all around the world, so participation online is growing and expanding, and so is the need to be digitally literate. Having the ability to understand a large amount of information and technology and then integrating that into our lives through different formats is important. The apps that I mentioned during this presentation are all able to help one become more digitally literate. The World Wide Web presents an endless amount of sources that grows every day, and so everyone needs to be able to evaluate that information. This also comes with an awareness that the tools we are privileged to practice are used in a way that better ourselves. Technology can be integrated into our lives greatly if it is used appropriately, through ways such as evaluation, analyzation, construction, entertainment, and communication. You have to use these digitally literate skills to the best of your abilities and in a way that better benefits the world that we live in. There are many options for communication, and each one of us is a component in this digital world.